Canola School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Alberta Canola Producers Commission, Sask Canola, and Manitoba Canola Growers.
All right, we're joined now here on RealAgriculture.com by Angela Brackenreed, agronomy specialist for Manitoba with the Canola Council of Canada. And Angela, I've been hearing some reports, including confirmation through the Canola Council of some heated canola or a spike in cases of heated canola over the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, really unfortunate to hear it, Kelvin. I should clarify, though, that most of these reports have been farmer reported or some reports from local elevators. We don't have a feel for the total amount or percentage of bushels that have been affected. And my instinct would be to say it's a fairly small amount overall, but certainly significant for those individual producers that have had bins of canola heat.
And certainly a good reminder for producers to monitor what's happening in their bins.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that this has to happen, but it is a good reminder for the rest of us to be monitoring bins and ensuring that we don't have heating that's starting to happen.
So what do you think are the factors that have aligned for this to happen in these cases?
Well, I think our producers in Manitoba know and understand how to safely store canola, but I think the fall that we had and the challenges we had getting the crop off is kind of an indirect result of some of this heating that we're seeing. Due to early swathing for a variety of reasons, we potentially had more green seed than usual. Due to excess moisture in some drowned out areas, we potentially had more green weed seeds going in the bin. And as many producers experienced, the canola was very slow to mature and very slow in dropping in moisture points. So we ended up putting some canola in the bin well over that 8 to 10% moisture content for ideal safe storage.
Okay.
And then to top it all off, we had very cool and damp conditions that just weren't good for drying with natural air once we did get it into the bin.
Mm-hmm. It seems, just based on, again, these are anecdotal reports, but it seems to be worse in Manitoba or the eastern side of the prairies?
Just from what I've heard, it would appear to be worse in Manitoba, and we certainly did have a very challenging fall here in Manitoba where the canola it just seemed to stall out and didn't seem to be maturing, and we had a lot of canola going into the bin at less than ideal conditions for storage.
So when it comes to monitoring, not everybody has temperature cables or equipment for tracking temperatures in the bin. How do you recommend, or what's the best way to go about checking?
Well, first off, Kelvin, I would say even with cables, it may not detect those small areas in the bin that start to heat. So even with cables, you want to be watching it closely and smelling it, as funny as that might sound, because that canola that's starting to heat will have a very distinct smell, and it will be noticeable compared to a bin of canola that's not heating. So smell and feel and check temperatures. And if my number one recommendation actually is to pull a load out of that bin, even if you don't think it's heating. You just never know. This starts in very localized small spots in the bin and can quickly become an entire bin. So
when you say smell it, is that do you mean just opening up the bin door and grabbing a handful, or I guess you'll smell it as soon as you open the door if that is the case?
Open the door, open the any access points, open them up and take a whiff. If there is major heating happening, you will smell it right away.
Right. And of course this complicates the marketing side of things.
Yeah, so as far as markets, there are certainly markets for heated canola. There is a potential that the market is fairly saturated in Manitoba, just being that there has been a spike in the last couple of weeks. But I really encourage producers to phone around and see if there is a delivery point, as there are crushers that will take it for different markets. So certainly don't just think it's a total loss.
All right. Well, thanks for your time, Angela.
Okay, thanks, Kelvin.